The target is a human? No, no. I heard what you said. There's no way in the galaxy anyone could be that monumentally stupid. I was led to believe that the Black Hand assassins could kill anything. You keep that name out of your thrice-damned mouth around here. Welp, we had to abandon that name after the bad deal with the Delpan Empire years ago. I don't care about any empire. I want you to kill a human. The assassin's mandibles clicked angrily in agitation. We don't take contracts to kill humans. Then I'll just contract someone else. You can try. None of the other guilds in the galaxy will take that job. And even if you found an independent with a death wish, they won't get the job done. Not without them either dying or ratting you out. You can't really believe that humans are unkillable. I never said they were unkillable. Quite the contrary. I personally know they are definitely mortal. But we don't take on contracts to kill them. Why in all the hell's not? Because the only way to kill a human and live long enough to enjoy the money for the job is to drop a neutron bomb on them from orbit, just to be safe. Then you grab the fastest ship you can and book it before the rest of the humans find out what you did. After that, I suggest finding a way to another galaxy and staying there for the rest of your miserable life. You're having me on. Tell me, does the planet you come from have compulsory education? What does that have to do with anything? Indulge me? Yes. 10 years of basically teaching our young how to be as obedient as a Rassian drone. Sounds about right for any government-run public education. You learn any history lessons there? They must not teach galactic history then. Sit. Buy a round. And I'll tell you why no assassin worth their blade will take on a contract to kill a human. The drinks were ordered, and the old assassin took a long drag before turning to his new drinking companion. You remember I mentioned the Delpan Empire? Yes, what of it? Do you know what happened to them? Their empire broke after they poured too many resources into trying to tame a death world. That death world is a human cradle world. And the planet didn't break the Delpan. The humans did. The assassin took another long drink. The Delpan Empire used to rule this half of the galaxy. Hundreds of species and civilizations held in thrall or crushed into dust. Serve or die. That was the Delpan way. The council that presided over what wasn't Delpan territory back then could do little to stop the ever-churning war machine that drove Delpan expansion. They would posture and debate and even beg. But nothing they did could slow the inexorable march of the Delpan. System by system, the galaxy was falling under their rule. Then they happened upon a system called Sol by its inhabitants. The name wasn't being used for any other system, so the Delpan let them keep it. The humans resided on the third planet in the system. Poor sods. They had just started really exploring their home system when the Delpan came knocking. The humans were divided into various socioeconomic groups that they called countries. This made it easier for the Delpan, as the fractured nations of humans were slow to respond, and the legions swept across the land before their next target even knew their doom was approaching. Thanks to communication jammers, the humans were caught unaware. Despite all these disadvantages, the humans resisted mightily. 1 galactic standard month. That's how long it took for the Delpan to claim dominion over the planet. Most pre-FTL worlds fell within a week, but those humans fought like demons, especially when the remaining countries finally figured out they were being invaded. They even managed to bring the Delpan ground troops to a halt once before reinforcements were dropped, and the last bastion of resistance fell. From there, it was the usual boring administrative tedium, splitting the new slaves into work groups and assigning them jobs that would ultimately benefit their new overlords. Many of the surviving humans were farmers and ranchers, so the Delpan let them do what they were good at. An army marches on its stomach, as the old human saying goes, and the Delpan war machine was hungry indeed. A few 100,000 were taken off-world to work in the mines elsewhere. Those humans are unnaturally strong and durable due to the high gravity of their world, so they excelled at the dangerous task of mining. The Delpan followed the usual script. First, there was a year or two of using the whip liberally until the slaves learned the new order of things. Then, A few years of relative peace, followed by rebellions 5 to 10 years after the initial conquest. Once those were beaten down, the survivors usually lost hope. But these humans didn't follow the script. They grudgingly fell in line a few months after the invasion, and when the expected uprisings never happened, the Delpan must have thought they had beaten the fight out of them. If I had to give humans one compliment, it would be this. They are natural hunters. They know how to wait patiently for the perfect time to strike. For 20 Earth years, they worked and lived and bred like cling rats. The Delpan didn't care. More workers for their war machine. They even gave incentives to human females, producing more than 4 offspring. If only they had known the humans weren't breeding more workers. They were growing an army. The human leaders who surrendered, half of them were fake puppets sent to give the illusion of submission while the real governments hid underground. Literally in some cases. They trained soldiers in secret, stockpiled resources, and smuggled weapons. And when the Delpan were busy conquering elsewhere, the humans struck. Factories exploded. Farms produced less. Riots broke out. Ships disappeared. The Delpan ignored it, thinking it was beneath them, until entire planetary administrations went silent. When they finally noticed, the humans already had fleets. And the Delpan Empire? Well, it crumbled. You want to kill a human? Let me give you some advice. Don't. You kill one, their family will hunt you. Kill their family, and their species will hunt you. And if you're really unlucky, their lawyers will find you first. The assassin drained the last drop from his glass and set it down with a smirk. Now then, my cup is empty. Unless you wish to fill it again, I think we're done here.